Today on Doctor Who, plotlines get extraordinarily complex as the Doctor gathers the best people he trusts to combat against the Silence. But can you follow these multiple storylines all at once? Is Amy pregnant? What is Rory doing in all this? Can River find herself in this crazy timeline? Who are the Silence along with this Impossible Astronaut? Will Apollo 11 hold the key to Richard Nixon's Watergate scandal? Find out when you watch it.
Something's seriously wrong here. There are way too many changes going on thus far. The hair, man, the hair. It's crazy. You know what? I'm going to fix that. I'll fix that right now. Well. I hit the wrong button. Okay, fine, whatever. I'll fix it later. I'm not going to worry about it right now. So, onwards to the review. That's right, you read that correctly. Doctor Who Series 6, Part 1. And that is basically me reviewing the first 7 episodes of Series 6. Why? Well, I'm going to take the same formula that the show did and split the series into 2 parts. It's all the same season. It's actually going to be very beneficial for me because I have a lot to cover, and I probably won't get 7 minutes in to do that. So, this is working. So now we're going to start off with The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon. And basically it starts us off with the Doctor being completely reckless, and when he's doing so he attracts the attention of Amy and Rory. There's an invitation, a blue envelope type thing. River Song gets one, and they all meet up. Doctor, River, Amy, Rory. Rory, by the way, is Amy's husband, all that kind of good stuff. He was in Series 5, never mentioned him, but I'm now because he's much more prominent in this one. There is a big twist in the beginning of this episode, and it sets everything up, and even in motion as well, but it leaves you questioning, and more importantly, makes you wonder what the hell is going on. The situation revolving around them has to deal with the Apollo 11 mission going to the moon, so they're in the 60s, and there's like couple of good things in this episode alone that really gets you going, like, yeah, that's really cool, I really like that, but what's that, and what's that, and what's that, and what's that, and what's that? Why is there so much? Oh my god, what are you doing? And like a movie or something like that, it kind of gives you a quick little conclusion, but a lot of questions that lie residing after it, and then you have to realize, holy crap, it's gonna make me wait 4, 5, 6 weeks till they decide to finally answer and maybe give red herrings in the meantime? Oh man, here we go. So after dealing with that 2-part of The Impossible Astronaut and Day of the Moon, you kind of find yourself wondering if there's gonna be anything simpler than that, because that hurt my brain. Can we go to much more simpler storylines? And in a way, we do. We go to Curse of the Black Spot, which is basically a pirate-themed episode that revolves around Amy, Rory, and the Doctor, and it got too simple. It's not grounded as you think. It just turned into so much more. And it's like, wow, I was hoping for a basic plotline of pirates. But no. And thus we finally get to one of the better episodes that was pretty singular into its own right. It wasn't trying to become more. The Doctor's wife finally comes onto the screen, and you are mesmerized by its beauty, aesthetic, and pleasing storyline, where the TARDIS is put in a human being, and the Doctor and the TARDIS talk for the first time in, I don't know, almost 50 years? And I love that storyline. It was amazing. And how do they follow it up with? The Rebel Flesh and the Almost People. Another bland 2-parter. Oh my god, this is the roller coaster of emotions. Oh my god. It's like, it started off like, blah, 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 blah. Yeah! Oh, and there's something else here. And guess what, guys? We can finally kind of keep a good tone here where we're doing really well, and then it suddenly gets really drawn out, all for the sake of one plot element! It had a very good twist in the end, but still very long. Creature feature type deal. The Almost People in Rebel Flesh was where they call these things gangers, where you can clone yourself temporarily to take care of this area that these people are stationed at, and whatever they were doing, they were making sure that they don't die in the process, which makes perfect sense. But As you could tell, I wasn't a big fan of it. It was okay. And thus finally we get to the mid-season finale where they decide to make us wait on the biggest twist revealed thus far, and it is huge. Well, kind of. What had happened by the end of the Rebel Flesh and the Almost People, they would realize that Amy had become a ganger herself. We don't know when, we don't know how, but she was one the entire time of this series since Series 6. And so the Doctor decides to go with Rory and find out where she is. It's a place called Demon's Run, and that's where she's being experimented on for the child that she is having. So yes, she was pregnant, but we weren't so sure how she was yes or no, yes or no, yes or no. In the end, we find out a whole bunch of stuff in this mid-season finale, including the identity of River Song. And that one is a twist in itself. A Good Man Goes to War is what it's called, and it does introduce you to 3 new characters. Essentially, we'll start having appearances thus far, and that's Madame Vastra, Strax, and Jenny, and they all are kind of companions to the Doctor outside of his usual circle. And it's cool, it's set in Victorian London, so we do get a couple of plot lines later on like that. But more focused here, A Good Man Goes to War is a very good episode, but at the same time, it is bogged down by almost every plot line that it's set up to, and finally when it decides to answer it, they decide to give you one big answer with 14,000 different questions, and that is with the identity of River Song. Will I tell you who River Song is? Not at this moment. I'm actually going to wait until the next episode, which is going to be later on this week, and I will reveal it there. So that's actually where I'm going to end my review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.